Okay, so I got a couple of requests now to kind of take a look at what I'm working on. But I figured I'd just make this video, excuse me, and kind of just showcase where I'm at and kind of my pain points and where I need help. So this is Home Assistant. I'm working on building a different form of like dashboard that actually like represents like a homeowner's actual like space house. This is as far as I've been able to get with AI tools and building my own MCP servers to try to figure out how to take pictures or the 4K video and turn it into a house. So it's done a pretty terrible job of it. I'm just trying to get this to not look like Roblox. But it's pretty cool. Like if you go ahead and actually, it's early in the morning here, so I don't want to make too much noise. But if you were to go ahead and click on any of the garage doors, it would actually open the garage doors here. The robot's currently out cutting the grass, and it'll actually show where on the property he's currently at, and like it displays a lot of data. So you have like the stars and the constellations as they currently are over the house. I do have flight tracker currently running as well. We do live on like flight vector to our local airport here, so planes do fly over pretty often. So it's pretty cool when they do come by. You can actually click on the plane and it'll actually show you the data of where it took off and when it's landing, the type of plane, and typically a flight radar picture, which is kind of cool. And the last thing that I haven't integrated yet, but I'm gonna be integrating, is live weather mapping and the live like high res Doppler radar over this. I got a lot of this idea from like looking at the Starlink like geodome over like the antenna that they have in their app, and I was like, wow, it'd be kind of cool to have that over the actual house. And then I started looking at the typical dashboards we have. Excuse me. And Home Assistant is what I typically use. So I currently have about 730 entities that are currently populating on this model. Those are essentially like actions that I can take in my house. So I did like create this like accordion here that has like a pop-up. I currently have the locks unavailable. I gotta just fix that integration real quick. It's a pretty simple fix. But I did work a little bit, make this pretty dynamic. And when you go ahead and actually do things like actually push the buttons, they actually do take actions here at the house. And then like, excuse me, a little further below here, you can actually toggle, those stars and lights, and eventually like the weather radar on and off. So you can just see essentially what you want to see. So this is like a new age of like style of dashboard that I haven't seen anybody do yet. And I thought it'd be so cool if you can zoom in and you can have like the walls like collapse away and be able to actually see inside the house like in a 3D drawing. But what I need help with is essentially understanding first of all, what's possible. It sounds like, via the group that I posted in, that it's pretty complex. But I really want to just understand, like, can I get like GPS style coordinates, like, 6-degree vector of like, this exact point, so that when anyone clicks in this general area, I was able to get it to work for the garage doors. But, there's going to be a lot of more points throughout the house that I can tell, my backend server, okay, when this area is clicked on the model, execute this action, or, go ahead and, pass along this entity ID. And the house knows what to do with it. We're also adding currently like lights outside, like permanent like Gove lighting throughout the entire roof line. So I want the model also to like dance to whatever it's actually happening on the outside of the house. So I just wanted this to be like fully interactive, like fully like immersive experience to showcase a dashboard, which is something that I really haven't seen before. I can show you what we previously used. So this is actually my current home dashboard. Hopefully the address isn't showing up, but whatever, it is what it is. I'll keep this distribution kind of short and maybe edit out some things. But yeah, this is front door cameras. Like this is like the typical main panel that shows just all the data that you need, like in a quick snapshot. Temperatures inside the house. Typically you can unlock and unlock the doors. Like this integration's broken, that's a quick fix. And if I click any of this button, it actually opens and closes the garage doors. But I was thinking like if we do something like this, it's just such a different way to absorb data. And this also does have all of our solar data. That integration is currently broken. This is not, I'm not even going to call this like an MVP product. Like this is not even 1.0. This was just like me bringing everything in here and seeing, is this even possible? And I was able to get all 730 entities for this house in here, and I was able to get it to toggle, so it told me 100% it is possible. So now the next step for me was like working with a 3D designer, like what's possible on that end, and what can you pass back to me so that I can, perform actions on, the back end or the front end here. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Like, I have a lighting page, or you can get it by clicking on the lighting button, and yeah, you can like literally toggle on every single light in the house on and off, and it actually takes actions on the house. I have here, all the cameras. You could potentially see the robot. He's out here somewhere. Oh, there he is, cutting the grass. So you can also see him here. We have the robot vacuum, but this is actually the actual the robot. He does have an onboard camera that you can activate. And I would love for on the 3D model, you'd be able to click here. I'm gonna add this integration next, and then like be able to get a live view of the actual robot, on the property. Because sometimes he does get stuck, so he'll give you a notification that he's stuck, and then you can watch the camera and then basically drive him out. It's 4-wheel drive. He usually gets himself out, but logic still isn't good enough on it to kind of figure it out on his own sometimes. So he just stops and asks for help. But I would love to kind of do that, incorporate all the solar data onto here, so you can quickly get a live shot of how your solar production is. And any issues. And the last thing maybe is like adding a Insta360 camera on a telescope here, so that at any point you could toggle on like actual live view and see what's actually happening on your property. So I think that'd be kind of cool for security reasons. I mean, I just think this is futuristic stuff, man. I didn't know that you can bring all this data together. And I don't know, maybe I'm in a silo thinking that this is amazing. If we can tailor these specific to each homeowner. So that's why this is like, for me, it's a demo project. It's, can we make this work? And if we can, I think if we showcase this on the Home Assistant or the dashboard pages, or even in the 3D render, like a lot of homeowners would pay good money to have their own specific houses modeled. And if you guys say it's as difficult as it, or at least time consuming, that just tells me that it's a niche skill, and looks like AI is not there yet, and there's money to be made. But what I need to understand is like, how do we streamline this? Like, if we want to get this out to the masses, if every model takes forever, it's low and slow, which is perfectly fine. It's gonna get done regardless. I mean, it's open source everything. That's why I love the Home Assistant community. If you guys haven't looked into it, I definitely would. But ideally, it's like streamlining so that we can onboard people as quickly as possible, and then start offering them other services. So like, imagine if here there was like an on-call button. I don't want to get too much into the roadmap, because I don't know how far this distribution is going to go. But a call button where they can submit services. You can also pull in different close community data feeds in here. So there's like a community section. You can see exactly what's happening in your neighborhood and whatnot. So there's a lot of things that still can be done here, but it's figuring out, let's build out a simple model and see that it can actually work. And we're adding a lot of functionality here and lights and whatnot. And I think if we get this demo property here that I'm working on working well, I think homeowners are going to be fucking mind blown and be 100% in on wanting theirs built. But one thing that I did take away from all this back and forth in that Reddit post was that 4K models, if I can, like, I have my drone, and if I can provide that drone footage, it makes the modeling of the 3D house a lot easier. So that's amazing feedback, because it just makes the onboarding of the clients a hell of a lot faster, and that's the name of the game here. They can further later on distill down the details of how they want their houses changed, and if they want it updated or whatnot, like they can work that directly with 3D artists. But if we can at least give them a shell to work with and make that pretty easy, that makes onboarding onto this platform a hell of a lot better, and can kind of get away from the legacy way of displaying data, which is still amazing, and I still love this. As soon as I get this solar data integration recollaborated, reintegrated, but it's a good way to display data. It's interesting. So yeah, if this is of any interest and you want to help me understand really what can you pass back, so that I can run on my back end. Like if I wanted to move this this battery pack to the wall inside the garage, kind of typically like it currently is. Let me see if I can. I was gonna send an email. Let's see if I can grab that real quick. So this is currently the garage. So like this is what the battery systems look like, and if we can make it look like they're going up and down like that, depending on the data, that would be amazing. Yeah, Yeah, and these are some of the lights that we have. So I would like to, eventually model all this stuff and the lights and, Christmas and yeah, I don't know what's possible. So that's why I just want to talk to somebody that knows 3D art so that I can know kind of what to tell my clients as to, what is possible. But at least if I can get the battery to go actually inside the garage, so be able to move the battery from being up here in the air somewhere, move those vectors so that it's actually on the side of the wall, and maybe split it up by three of them, 1, 2, 3, and then showing the individual battery, because I have all the data, the individual level of each specific battery. That would be ideal, and then you get the combined, which is another data point. And I just want to find ways to showcase all that here, and then demo this out to people. So I don't know if you're interested. Let me know. If not, also let me know. I just want feedback. Thanks.